I can't believe this is right, but it is right, folks. And I hope we know why Caitlin Clark got that T now.
In just a few games, a concerning trend from last season has resurfaced, and it's impossible to overlook.
Another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
WNBA players are once again showing no restraint with the league's biggest star, Caitlin Clark. Just like last year, the referees seem to have forgotten their whistles. What's worse is that not only are they ignoring obvious fouls, but they are also penalizing Caitlin for reacting. Yes, you heard that right. She's being called for a foul simply for pointing out the obvious. Last season, Caitlin endured countless rough plays, elbows, body checks, and more, without the refs calling anything. The same pattern is showing up again, and this could be a major issue for both Caitlin and the WNBA. Let's dive into the controversy that's got fans and analysts fuming. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
New year, Caitlin Clark still getting assaulted though.
It's wild to think that before the season even officially starts, Caitlin Clark is already being targeted, with referees doing nothing. This isn't a new issue. It's exactly what happened last season. Caitlin would drive to the basket only to be shoved, elbowed, or hacked, yet the refs kept their whistles silent. It was like they didn't know what a foul even was when Caitlin was on the floor. And this wasn't just a one-time event, it quickly became a recurring theme.
Like even in the playoffs last year, do we not remember when Caitlin Clark is shooting a layup and she's in the air and Marina Mabry commits a block, a hit on the arm, everything. She just comes late and is like, Caitlin's not getting a layup. Jumps sideways into her, takes her arms out, knocks Caitlin on the ground, and then stops because she knows she's fouled, and the referees are like, play on, play on.
There are so many instances like this that it's impossible to cover them all in one video. At one point, it was clear Caitlin was visibly shaken by the constant rough play.
That's just basketball at the end of the day. No, that's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting a tech too. Like, I don't know.
But the one foul that stands out the most, the one that truly showed how bad things had gotten, was the hit from Kennedy Carter. It wasn't even during a play, no basketball move involved, just a body check that sent Caitlin flying. And somehow, it wasn't called as a flagrant foul, only a common one. This moment became the focal point for the whole issue. Fans were asking, if that's not a flagrant, what is? People were already upset about the lack of protection, but this was next level. If you were frustrated watching from home, imagine how Caitlin felt. Players will always play hard against Caitlin because she's the best on the floor. That's understandable. But when they can get away with this physical play without facing any consequences, something needs to change. This is exactly why the Fever brought in players like Sophie Cunningham and veteran leaders like Dana Bonner, players who aren't afraid to step up and push back when the physicality gets out of hand. We've already seen glimpses of that toughness in action.
People here in a real home court advantage.
We also hoped that the league and the officials would step up and improve. With everything Caitlin has brought to the league, record-breaking ratings, ticket sales, and jersey sales, we thought the WNBA would recognize how important she is for their future and make protecting her a priority. At the very least, we expected them to improve officiating consistency. Players taking cheap shots? That's one thing. But when the refs turn a blind eye and allow the face of the league to be hit repeatedly, that's how you start losing fans and revenue. More on that in a minute, but first, let's break down the game that got everyone talking.
Jersey is Chatoya Walker-Kimbrough was talking to the official about the ref. Caitlin Clark on the deck.
Caitlin Clark was once again subjected to rough play, but the refs did nothing. They completely ignored every time she was touched, almost as if physicality was just part of the Caitlin Clark experience. She was bumped, shoved, and knocked off balance without any calls. No protection, no response, no sense of fairness. It was as if the refs were daring her to complain, and when she did, she got hit with a technical. It's the same pattern from last season, only earlier and more obvious this time.
Like Paupa's literally holding her, two hands holding her jersey. It's not even hand checking. Holding her jersey with two hands. And the ref's not calling anything.
And no, I'm not exaggerating. Caitlin didn't shoot a single free throw.
It is kind of interesting that Caitlin Clark hasn't been to the free throw line at all.
Think about that. Caitlin Clark, the most targeted player on the court, was hit over and over and didn't get one trip to the free throw line. Not once, even on clear fouls. Either the refs missed it entirely, or they're sending a message that Caitlin Clark is fair game.
Caitlin Clark in the preseason, 29 points with 0 free throw attempts. What is happening?
Fans were outraged, and they made sure to let the league know. On social media, the anger was palpable. One fan tweeted, "At WNBA, are you going to make your refs accountable this season, or just let them keep making these terrible calls?" Another fan put it simply, "The WNBA refs have adopted the no autopsy, no foul approach after a player hits the deck." The message was clear. The officials are failing not just Caitlin, but the entire league. Fans didn't just complain, they did the math. They pointed out the glaring inequality. While Caitlin Clark was getting roughed up with no calls, other players were already heading to the free throw line.
Somebody had pointed out how many frickin' free throw attempts she's had. I think it's 30 in the preseason. Caitlin Clark hadn't gotten one damn foul called in her favor that would have put her to the line. Are you kidding me right now? I don't understand what is going on.
It didn't feel like a coincidence anymore. It felt like it was targeted, and fans are beginning to speak out about it. Caitlin's frustration started to show.
On a 10-3, make it 12-3 run, as they are now just down at 1 point.
She ended up picking up a technical foul for showing her frustration with the missed call, and soon, Sophie Cunningham had to step in to defend her. It's only the preseason, but it feels like the refs are already fully in mid-season form for 2024. But Caitlin's response to it? A pure display of confidence.
Step back triple.
She responded with a step-back three-pointer, a huge statement. "You knock me down, I'll knock down a three in return." Caitlin doesn't need revenge, just a little space and the ball in her hands. And it wasn't just Caitlin taking the hits, her whole team was being battered. You could see the frustration in the players' body language, bumped, grabbed, and hacked, but the refs still stayed silent. The intensity wasn't just preseason energy, it felt like something personal was going on.